Hey wrestling friends, welcome to episode 20 of Suplexes and Microphones. I'm Nate, that's Joe. Between us is Kevin Ray. Kevin's a guy we've had the pleasure of watching grow a lot in the past year or so, and relative newcomer, and looking forward to introducing him to you that might not know him, and those that do know him, get to know him a little better. So Joe, let's take it over.
So Kevin, you're a guy that we followed for quite a while, pretty much from the start of your career. Mm-hmm. But right now, how many days have you held this, as of today, the Soda City Championship?
You got a countdown?
Don't worry, I have a countdown app.
Oh, nice.
So I never.
How about a count up app?
Yeah, it's
counting down.
It's day count.
End.
Day count app. So it's 323 days.
323 today.
323. So what, we're 40 from a year?
Yeah, and this is August 4th, and we're recording this. Yep. Thanks to Palmetto Championship Wrestling for allowing us once again to come early, take care of this interview, and interview the stars that work for them and other promotions. But let's talk about this. This is such a unique belt and such a unique title. There's nothing else like it that I've seen in the Southeast. Can you give us a little history of what this was before it was called the Soda City Championship?
Okay, so PCW had another title. It was the PCWS title, which is very generic. So you got, how many US titles have you seen?
Lots.
Exactly. Everyone has US titles. It was an old WCW belt. Indie Customs put some stickers on there for us, kind of customized a little bit. But at the end of the day, it's just a WCW United States title. Everyone's seen it, right? So when things kind of changed at PCW, new management came in, the show started changing. You guys remember when that happened?
Yes.
They decided they want to go a more unique route, right? So they wanted something. So U.S. titles are defended across the United States, right? Mm-hmm. When was the last time you saw a Palmetto Championship Wrestling outside of South Carolina?
Right.
Okay. So we wanted a title for Columbia because Columbia is mainly where we run.
Sure.
So Soda City is actually Columbia. I don't know if you guys know that. Mm-hmm. The nickname for Columbia is Cola, and Pepsi. The Pepsi plants are actually in Columbia as well.
Okay.
So
I wonder where that came from. I've heard that in the past of Soda City.
Yeah. So they have like Soda City Comic Con. They have Soda City. The Soda City Fair or whatever is like every Saturday in Columbia. They take down a whole street downtown, and it's just like anybody can come set up a table, sell food, sell whatever they want. Soda City Market, that's what's called. And so we just really wanted something that represented Columbia more than so broad.
Right. Now I like that. I like the focus, and a lot of people have asked me what the heck is Soda City. I didn't give as thorough of a review, but I did tell them. I did explain. So that's exactly what we wanted from you to explain the history like you did. I genuinely, in the Indies, this is my favorite belt. So I always like seeing it and seeing you come out with it, and you use so much pride when you post with this belt.
Yeah.
To me, you genuinely show that this is something you really feel like you are defending and earning it every single day, putting in work for this title. So I appreciate that when I see things like that on social media. Let's talk about who is the maker of this belt. There's a lot of belt companies out there.
It is ORM Belts.
ORM.
They're out of Pakistan.
Oh wow.
So Shane has worked with them. They made the heavyweight title as well, and they made this one. And they're a pretty close guy with Shane. They've got a good relationship. So he actually made this. Thread Forge Apparel actually is the ones who designed it. He did the whole design for it.
All right, well, might as well, let's go ahead and talk about Thread Forge. I mean, who's at the helm of Thread Forge?
Brad Joyner.
Okay, we may know him as something else.
We know him as Jack Bismarck.
Okay.
He's actually the head of Thread Forge.
Okay. And we might as well
made this shirt,
talk about this.
Which is probably like just I'm not the softness, like amazing quality stuff. Like came out great, all the colors are great. It's gonna stay on there. It's direct to garment, so it's not ever gonna fade. Like it's gonna stay high quality, you know.
And Thread Forge is a company that's really picking up steam very quickly.
Very quickly.
Partly because the unique designs, and people say, well, that's just Fallout. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's based on Fallout, sure, but there's very few companies that start out doing multicolored designs.
Yep.
Also, like I said, the quality of the cotton, everything is really good.
With a no run limit, that's important too. Having a short run limit.
There's that, and I'm gonna go ahead and just point this out. I messaged Brad about something earlier this week. Very quick to respond, very quick to offer ideas and suggestions that were welcomed. So Threadforge Apparel, you can find them online pretty easy, or message Brad Joyner.
Yeah, or
probably.
message Brad Joyner, but they're on Facebook, Threadforge Apparel.
Red Forge has their own Facebook.
Yep.
You have a similar story as well.
Yeah,
If you
definitely.
want to share that, you can.
Yeah, just quick response and good prices, and we'll work with you on things. So yeah, definitely.
So we appreciate that, Brad, Jack, however you want to be known. We appreciate the quick response. But this is about Kevin Ray.
Yes.
So let's talk about Kevin Ray. I remember probably 6 to 8 months ago,
Okay.
I said you were the Miz of this company or the
Yes.
Southeast.
Yeah,
And you really
messaged
like
it to
that.
me. You messaged it to me
You
after
really
the
like
show.
that, and tell us why.
So like, here's what I like about the Miz. All right, I'll just start there. Here's what I like about the Miz. He's consistent. He can work with anybody, right? He doesn't hurt anybody. He doesn't get hurt. He does nothing outside of his realm. He knows where his zone is,
Sure.
right? Never does anything stupid, anything crazy that might get him or the other guy hurt. And he's just like, think of a more consistent performer in WWE than the Miz, nonstop. Unless he's making a movie.
I mean, that's a pretty basic thing, but let's be honest, he's gold on the mic.
That's what I was thinking. His promo work
Yes.
is absolutely insane.
I wouldn't say he stays in his safe element with that. I think
No.
he definitely
Yeah,
pushes it.
I feel like he's one of those guys that instead of it being written or half written, it's here's an idea, just here's a microphone, go do you.
And he's not afraid to be the bad guy. There's very
Exactly.
few that don't. They will be the cool heel, but
Yep.
they don't really want to be
Yep.
the bad guy. And
Right.
like him, Kevin Owens, they don't mind being the bad guy.
They don't mind hurting people's feelings,
Yeah.
you know, going off on their own limb and doing what they want, you know.
All right. So, and that is, as you and I discussed previously earlier this week, one of your influences in this business.
Yes, probably like one of my top higher guys. Like that's probably my top influence, and I think people can tell, you know.
Yeah, and he's also someone that I don't hear mentioned a lot, which is
Yeah.
kind of unfortunate for the reasons you named.
Yep.
A lot of people could learn a lot from the Miz.
Exactly. I feel like he's one of the more underrated talents in WWE. Like, truly.
And he's definitely someone that has gotten better every year.
Yeah.
If you look at him 10 years ago, he definitely wasn't doing what he does now. The style was the same as far as in-ring work.
I mean, even WrestleMania with John Cena. You look at that Miz, you look at Miz now. It's literally two different guys.
Yes.
They hit some of the same moves, but it's literally two whole different people.
You know, it's funny you bring that up. There's certain ways to emphasize things in even something as simple as an arm drag or slam. I remember telling Ethan Case, which we're going to talk a lot about Ethan here in a minute.
Of course we are.
One time, TJ Boss and The End did a run-in, did an invasion, if you will, and TJ Boss hit Ethan with the nastiest spine buster I've ever seen.
Was it live church?
It was at Vive.
Yes, it was.
You know.
Hey man,
So-
I'm a PCW encyclopedia.
when TJ Boss picked him up and went the peak point, Ethan reached out with this desperate look on his face, as if just anybody falling off of a mountain or down a hill has done that.
Yep.
And without that, that move wouldn't have looked as intense. With it, I even told Ethan, I said, that was beautiful, the fact that you added that. So, as we're saying, there's definitely things that can be added to moves and other things to spice it, for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
So let's talk about someone else who's pretty spicy right now. Sammy Callahan, you mentioned him as an influence.
Yeah, big. Actually, people think that Ethan is the reason I started wearing the Butcher, but it's actually like Sammy and Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne's another one, like both of them I take a lot of inspiration from. And actually, he's the reason why I started wearing the Butcher, like the designs he had on him and everything, like just blew my mind. Like it was like, this is what I want to look like. you
Okay,
know?
all right.
Yeah.
Now Sammy's just killing it right
Absolutely.
now. And somebody's been overlooked for such a long time. And since we're talking about him, there's one thing, and we're talking about spicing things up. Anytime anybody says Sammy Callahan, the first word that comes to my mind is intense.
Intense.
Everything he does is full tilt.
Yeah.
All the way in the red.
He doesn't go 50%.
Yeah, and that's he's one of my favorites on the indie scene for sure because of that. I mean, I don't know if you consider him indie scene right now.
I mean,
You
you ask him, he is indie wrestling.
Yeah. Well, and I'm not gonna argue with that.
It literally, indie wrestling breathes through him right now.
Yeah, and you know, he's just on fire right now.
And one thing, like, people don't talk about enough, but his promos lately.
Yes.
That's not, like, his promos, they're real. You know? And there's too many wrestling promos right now. There's too many. Well, on August 4th at 12 o'clock, I'm gonna beat you.
Right.
Like, no.
Yeah.
You watch Sandy Callahan's promos, they're as if me and you were standing across from each other and I was yelling at you.
Yeah.
Like we were actually, we were gonna fight.
Yeah, there's psychology in promos for sure. And like I said, aside from hitting your points, doing the checklist, location, opponent, time, I mean that's pretty much the way you do things.
Generic and you
but Callahan, I don't think anything's generic about him.
No, absolutely not.
Let's move on a little bit and talk about your history.
Okay.
Nate and I were talking about this in the car on the way here, actually. When we first saw you in PCW, and PCW is the main company you work for. You've branched out, you've been
Turbo, I did Pure, PWF and Huber. I've done APW Chester. I've done, there's a place called Milestone that I absolutely love. It's up in North Carolina. We go there once in a while.
Okay.
I've done Dynasty Wrestling. I've done a bunch at this point.
But if anybody asks,
Yeah.
This is your home turf.
This is my home turf,
Sure.
absolutely.
And when you began, you weren't Kevin Ray, you weren't the Project Kevin Ray.
not.
You were Kevin Catastrophe.
What a horrible name. What a horrible name.
So you didn't even like the
I
name.
did not. I did back then. I
At the
thought it was
time.
the coolest thing, but
I don't have a problem with the name. I don't think Nate was a big fan of the name, but
Right.
I like the name. I still like the name. But let's talk about
It's
your
not
history.
realistic, is what I'm saying.
exactly.
Okay, so a little too cartoonish maybe?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I can live with
Very, very generic.
that. I like cartoons.
Right?
So let's talk about your start.
Okay.
And like I said, we're not here to throw anybody under the
No,
bus.
absolutely not.
But, based on our conversations, you'll admit that things were a little rough around the edges to
Yep.
begin with.
Funny story, so I quit watching wrestling for a couple of years. And randomly on Hulu, I decided to catch up, right? So I started catching up. My wife didn't like wrestling, but she started watching it with me and she started getting into it. And then randomly one day she was like, hey, her friend Miranda is like, her brother James is wrestling somewhere in Lugoff, which is where we're from. And I'm like, really? So I added James. Me and James had known each other for years. James Johnson. We had known each other for years, and I wasn't even his Facebook friend. Sent my friend request to Facebook. I was like, hey man, what's up with this wrestling thing? And he was like, blah blah blah. I'm doing it with these guys in someone's backyard, and we're just having fun and seeing what happens. And so it was like, can I come? And I went, and James started showing me the ropes and stuff. He'd been a little trained before, and that was PCW. It was if you guys remember Bud. It was Bud's backyard. Shane lived across the street. We just meet up whenever we could and wrestle in Bud's backyard, rain or shine. And then we got the deal with the Warrior Warehouse. And then we added a trainer. However, the trainer didn't wound up being there for maybe a year. I'd say maybe a year. Was training us, teaching us. Found out later on it wasn't correct. It wasn't the right way.
It wasn't the best way.
Yeah, it wasn't the best way. It wasn't safe. I found out later on a lot of the things were taught wrong, and then luckily some new trainers came into the fold. Yeah, I'm not. Some new trainers came into the fold, but I've literally been there since PCW was in someone's backyard.
Yes, the seats,
Yeah.
if you will, because Nate and I were talking about this on the way here. Just in the last year, from Warrior Warehouse almost every show to the places that y'all are filling up now.
Yes.
It's amazing, the growth, the improvement.
Quality of the shows.
Quality,
Huge.
production quality. There's so many different levels.
Yeah.
Between talent, production, space, amount of fans, even merchandise options. It's crazy. It's so different.
Shane actually messaged me yesterday, and he goes, "Let me ask you a question. What was the smallest crowd we've ever had?" I was like, "We had a show with 30 people there."
Is that Warrior Warehouse? Yeah.
We had a show with 30 people one time.
Okay.
And now we have over 4 times that in pre-orders alone.
Well,
6 times that just in pre-orders.
Yeah.
Vive is supposed to be a 200 seat venue. Y'all do Vive the 3-4 times a year, I think, regular, and it sells out.
Yep.
So there's 200
Palmetto Classic.
plus.
They stopped
Oh,
counting at
wow.
350.
Now Palmetto Classic was amazing.
Mhm.
They stopped the clicker at 350.
So what else do you want to say about the initial training, the beginning of learning the ropes? Let's say something positive. Tell me, because we're not here to throw anybody on the bus or anything.
It got me my foot in the door,
Mhm.
but I will say I was miserable
Okay.
and I was never bought in. And no, you're not supposed to say that. You're not supposed to say you aren't all in, but I wasn't.
Yeah.
Every other day I would be like, I don't think I'm gonna do this anymore. I don't know. And I would skip 2 or 3 shows and just not wrestle, and then come back, get that itch again. Like, I want to do this, and I was still going to training, and never cared enough about it because the training wasn't made, you know what I'm saying? The training wasn't made to uplift you and put you in a position to be better. And so I always just felt like I was just treading water.
Right. And a good trainer or a great trainer makes a huge difference even if the same subject matter. Definitely something that we're going to get into right now. So let's talk about Ethan Case.
Yep.
Ethan Case, and just so you know, I know he's a big inspiration for you. He's also a rival of yours right now.
Also a rival of mine.
But he's a big inspiration for this show. This show began, as you know, because of a conversation we had with Ethan Case. Yeah. So we credit him whenever we can for kind of the seeds for this show. Yeah. But let's talk about the change. Tell me the main difference between the previous training and what you have under Ethan. Just name one thing, and we'll expand.
The biggest thing, and I know it's like such a little thing to some people, but in wrestling, some people, is safety.
Sure.
It does not ever, safety does not ever stop with Ethan. And I think it's because he's been hurt and he knew what it was like to be out for, was he out for like 10 months? Yeah, 8 months? Safety never stopped at Palmetto Wrestling Academy when I was deep into training, going 2 times a week. Like, safety never stopped. Okay. Like if you ever felt uncomfortable, you ever felt like it was all about making sure you got home the way you left. A little more sore, a little more beat up. Sure. But man, like just it opened up your eyes when you had training before that didn't care. It was just I've been hurt twice in training before. Wow. But we hurt one time by my old trainer, on accident of course, but just negligent, and just the care for like the safety of us and the safety for them it was mind-boggling.
Yeah. You may recall, you and I had a conversation at the PWX show a year ago.
Yep.
And do you remember what you told me?
I do remember. I'm gonna get in so much trouble.
I have you see, I've got it written.
I see that.
We had a big conversation. Were you there?
I was.
And you said, if I remember right, this is your words, that training under Ethan at the Palmetto Wrestling Academy is the best thing that has ever happened to you.
Yep.
And do you remember what I said?
Yeah, your wife's gonna be really mad at you. So she's going to be.
Sorry. I love your wife. She's super nice.
Thank you.
But let's expand a little more because safety is important.
Yeah.
But let's be honest. As far as you've come this year, you haven't just learned to work safely.
No.
What else have you learned?
I've learned how to believe in myself. If you have confidence and you can believe in yourself, you can do anything. You can do whatever you want. Like if you guys ain't had confidence in yourselves, this video podcast wouldn't be pulled off, right?
Sure.
Just the ability, just pushing you to believe in yourself that you can do it. Once that clicked for me, is like when everything clicked and it just started rolling. You know what I'm saying? It started just going and going and just presence. People don't think about it, but it's so much if you watched me before, I was always hunched over in the ring. My head was always down. I was looking at the floor. Now when you see me walk around, the outside, it's always up, chest up, chin up. I'm showing myself to everybody. Being a superstar is what they taught. That's what they taught at Palmetto Wrestling. Being a superstar. Okay. It's not just playing wrestler. It's so much more than just playing wrestler.
Right.
You got to be something more than that.
And I don't have this on here. Yeah. But you've got detractors that are publicly saying things about you. Mm-hmm. And you and I had some conversations about that, and I'm not directing this at anybody.
And they have too.
Yeah. In particular.
Try to a little encouragement your way, even if
But I would say that the way you've handled that has been very professional as well. But it seems like the few times I've heard anybody say anything negative about you, several of your wrestling brethren have come to your aid to support you. And I think that also shows, because I remember James Johnson, we talked about James earlier, saying, I don't know why anybody is down in Kevin. He works harder than anybody here. Yeah. So I think that says a lot and also shows that you're growing, you're maturing as a person, you're maturing as a man, you're maturing as a wrestler, a performer. So I think there's other things that you've learned under Ethan, and let's talk Billy and Malachi as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
That may not play into every single match, but probably does ring true for what you said as this is one of the best things ever. the best league.
I always tell people like I started wrestling with friends and I have turned out with family.
That's that's amazing.
You know, like those guys are literally like as close to me as brothers.
Yeah.
You know, I know they always have my back, I always have their back, and I mean that's the way it should be.
Right.
You know?
And I would tell anyone that doubts Kevin Ray, from me, this has nothing to do with Kevin or even Nate right now, come watch a match that he's doing right now. Come to a show, or just do YouTube. If you don't feel like paying $10,
You can search for the High Spots Wrestling Network now. I found that out yesterday. That was the coolest thing to me. I'm telling you, I marked out for myself.
We're talking about you being a hard worker. Let's talk more than just in the ring. Let's talk about what else you do as far as
I think we
production
did it pretty
quality.
early today,
Yes,
weren't you?
I had been up. I worked all day yesterday, all day the day before. I run and set up all of the production for PCW. Some graphics are made by Threadforge. We kind of tag team it, but setup and all that's ran by me. You know, computer work all ran by me. Lights, projector screens, projectors. I set it all up. I store it. Like that's my duty here.
So people see the in-ring work. That's just the way to do. That's a small part of it.
No, and I remember at Palmetto Classic, when I first walked into the gym, we were there early to interview Elijah. You're up on a 12-foot ladder, setting lights.
Yep.
You know, there's a lot of work that goes into these shows that a lot of your average fans, casual fans, may not realize. We're lucky enough to peek behind the curtain every now and then and see that. But there's just so much that you guys do that they don't see. So much hard work that you put, and it's as much as you do in the ring.
Yeah.
That's probably 10% of what you put into an actual day of show.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, heck, last night I spent 4 hours making entrance videos.
And it's funny, I was just telling Shane that all the videos and promo stuff, the posters and everything, are like not 10,000 times better than a year ago.
Yeah.
So just you and Threadforge.
I was making them on my own last year, Threadforge. However, I just had vocational schooling. You know, Brad with Threadforge, he's been doing graphic design for over 20 years. So, you know, my stuff's gotten better. He's taught me so much. Like, we get together, we tag.
So you got another trainer.
I have another trainer. I have a Photoshop and Premiere Pro trainer.
Hey, it's showing.
Yeah.
And I mean, not just improvement over last year, but compare their posters and their signs to any other promotion
absolutely.
anywhere. And that's really good quality stuff you guys are putting out. So.
Nate, before we finish talking about Ethan, we could probably talk about Ethan and his influence.
Do you want to talk about this, actually?
Yeah, sure, the name?
Yeah, it's actually a good story. So the project, right before our June show, which was my first time wrestling as Kevin Ray, this is last June. My first time wrestling as Kevin Ray.
Now, is Kevin Ray your real name? You don't have to say
Yes, Kevin Ray real name. Kevin Ray real name. We had an open house, and in the middle of the open house, I was just there to help out with anything. Like, say Ethan needed to show somebody, you know, like a headlock or a bump or whatever. You know, I was there to help. I was already, you know, doing training, but I wanted to help out with the open house. In the middle of it, he did like a whole talking spiel, and he brought me up in front of everybody and, you know, told the story of when I started there. And when I started there, I hated Ethan, and I hated Billy Brash, and I hated Malachi.
Why?
I didn't take well to change.
Okay.
And I didn't take well to being told everything I was doing was wrong, and, you know, you gotta get better, and I didn't take well to it. You know, I wound up grasping on and being like, wow, this is actually really great. But so, great story about Ethan is, instead of being like, well, forget Kevin because he hates us, because I told them I did. Forget Kevin that he hates us and he doesn't want to train with us. He took it as a personal challenge to then make me the star, right? And make me believe in them. And he told everyone at that open house that I was his project. He was like, Kevin's my project. That's my fixer-upper, right? So as a surprise to him, I was like, hey, right when I'm about to go to the curtain at that June show, I was like, hey, listen to what they call me. And they did the project, and it just kind of stuck ever since then.
Yeah.
I thought it was a nice little story.
I like that. I like that. Ethan, I swear, he's got magic in his hand.
Yes.
Nate, before we move on from Ethan, I think you had a question for him.
Yeah, he mentioned about the hairstyle. I thought it was I'm one of those folks in that category that thought the hair was after Ethan, but you said it's more of Simran Callahan and
Yep.
So talk about that. So.
A lot of Pete. Like I'm actually wanting to grow out like as long as Pete's is right now is actually my goal. But believe it or not, my wife's a cosmetologist, and I don't even get to choose my hairstyle.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it gets, I sit down on the stool and it gets cut, and I just have nothing to say about it. This is what she likes, so this is what I rock. I like it too. Like, it's grown on me. I started putting up a little bun, which the fans hate it, and they call me small ponytail, so it works, right? I get booed more.
You can use it, so.
Yeah, I get booed more because just like my paley white complexion, they call me snowflake.
Snowflake.
And it doesn't bother me.
Yeah, before you as you grew it out, it's kind of a mid thing.
Yeah.
But and then those last shows getting longer, so you're doing the ponytail.
Yeah, because it's just all in my face, and then it gets sucked up my nose and mouth. I'm trying to breathe. It just, it's so in the way.
You know, I don't think you need anything getting in your eyes, because at the Palmetto Classic, I think it was at Palmetto, I held up your shirt, and you were this far away, and you squinted, and I said, my God, how bad are his eyes?
Is that mine or Ethan's?
Yeah.
Which are
I don't wear glasses, so I have really great depth perception. I can see well, I just can't make out words and stuff.
So it doesn't cause an issue for in-ring stuff?
Nope, I've never, like, blasted anybody or punched anybody in the face, or, you know what I'm saying, like, hit anybody in the nose or anything like that.
Not like Stan Hansen.
Yeah, just throwing potatoes, just knocking people
Some
out.
of the war.
No.
You got anything else on that?
No, I think it's like it really stood out at the tournament.
Yeah, that was the first one.
Because you and Ethan were wrestling together, and I was like, looks just like Ethan's now.
Yeah, that's what
Malachi
said. He's like, you're like Ethan Dark. Like, like in Mortal Kombat they had Noob Saito. He was like the dark black version of like Sub-Zero. He's like, you are that version of Ethan Case. Like, he's all the bright, shiny colors, and you're just all dark and
It's like Reverse Flash.
Reverse Flash.
Yeah.
From Flash.
And let's be honest, you wear nothing but black like 90% of the time. Your shirts from us are black, except for the one purple.
Purple, black's my favorite color, not black.
So, let's talk about the fact that you've been supporting us for a long time, and we appreciate that. And I gave you a shirt, and then I saw how much you were wearing it. I said, I gotta send another one, so we got a purple one.
I think I have 3 now. I have one with no sleeves, and I have 2 with sleeves, so I can wear the 2 at work. And then the one for shows.
Well, we appreciate it.
It's in my car, I didn't have time to go grab it. So
Truly,
I'm wearing the mesh shirt.
Truly, we appreciate it. Nate and I have talked a lot of times that we don't necessarily have a ton of viewers. There are other podcasts that have thousands of viewers. But it seems like the guys that are in the business seem to like what we do. So we really appreciate having that acknowledgement with wearing the shirts and everything. And you and I talked, and you said at one point, I'd like for you guys to be my first real podcast interview.
And this is.
Now, but we didn't beat everybody to the punch.
No, I did a double dropkick show.
No.
No.
That's not what I'm referring to. That's not what I'm referring to. I don't mind those. We love Keith Mulligan and double dropkick shows.
I did 2 minutes on double dropkick.
But we actually came to a show and the local news was there.
Oh.
So let's talk about, you had 2, right?
Yes, I had 2 news interviews.
All right, so I told you straight up that I think I might have said it was freaking genius what you did. You advertise on social media that you've been holding this belt for so long. At that point, it might have been like 200 days.
Yeah, it was exactly 200. I made a big video for my 200.
And what did you do to get the news station's notice?
I tagged every reporter, every news station's Facebook handle, everybody I could tag.
That's the smartest thing I've ever heard of in this business. And I told you, I said, that's amazing. And so they came and interviewed you.
Watch Fox was the first one, Watch Fox in Columbia, and they contacted Shane about interviewing me, and they brought me and Shane on the air. And that was the first one. The second one was actually WIS. They came to a show and interviewed me.
And that might have been why.
That was the last one that you saw, yes.
I may have been at both, but anyway.
Well, Watch Fox was actually in studio. I got to go in the news studio and everything.
I don't know if I've seen that one yet or not. I might have missed that.
I have a link.
I apologize. Please do send it. Well, I would too. But I thought that was just genius. And you thought that yourself, you said.
Yeah. So it was I wanted to get. So like I actually message and email the mayor all the time.
Really?
And he will not respond to me. The nicest, most professional emails. And I want to do something with the mayor. And he won't even answer my emails. I've tagged him on Twitter, I've tagged him on Instagram, I've tagged him on Facebook, and I'm sure he doesn't run his own social media, but they will not get back to me.
I think you should have like Kevin Ray Day, a key to the city.
Right,
Yes.
Yes. When you hit the year, that's when it should happen.
Yeah.
That's when it should happen. Anyway, but I thought that was really cool, and I wanted to kind of put that out there. It's something that you did on your own that was just genius.
So we're talking about mainstream media and stuff like that. So the local baseball team, minor league baseball team.
Oh,
You
that's
guys
right.
had something recently with them, so talk about that a little bit.
We did the Fireflies game. They did pro wrestling night, and they let us advertise our show and sell tickets and everything. And I got to go on the field multiple times. Ethan threw out the first pitch, but just walking through that tunnel, the player tunnel with the players, and like walking onto the baseball field, I was just like, man, like we were talking about earlier, I was like, man, I think like a year ago, I would have never imagined.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A million years that like I would be standing on my local team's baseball field, like while they're gonna talk about me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it was insane. And then I got beat up by the mascot.
You almost lost the belt.
I got beat up by the mascot, and I got beat up by Ethan Case, Billy Brash, and Malachi Matthews.
That's what you get for being a heel, man.
Yeah, it was a rough night for Kevin Ray, but it was a $2 draft night, so it turned out to be a good night for Kevin Ray.
Good.
Someone had to get rid of pain.
You good on that?
So you took a bad bump, speaking of pain.
Yeah, it was so like baseball fields. I didn't know on the sides it's not all grass. They have like this little chipped gravel that's like in triangles, and I was like, all right, mascot's gonna do it over here in the grass. No, he's not. And he just wailed me, and I went down, and it just all that stuff just turned up and just all stabbed me. And it was just it was rough.
Wow. We mentioned earlier keeping the sleeves on the shirt to wear for your job. You mind talking about your shoot job?
I am a transportation specialist for Amazon.com.
Okay.
Yep.
And what does that mean to someone that says,
I make
Amazon
sure your
is.
packages get to your house.
Hey, so all you guys that got Prime, famous man right here.
So like we handle all the trailers leaving the facility, so like making sure we have the correct trailers, correct carriers and all that coming to pick up everything, handling the drivers who are coming to pick up everything. We move the trailers around the yard, so I'm usually driving a semi around the yard and parking it and all that. And yeah. It's probably that I never thought I'd be doing that at Amazon. Like when I started there, I was just doing like hard manual labor, and then lucked into this job, and now I just sit in a laptop and contact carriers all day and make sure trailers get on time, so everybody can get there. Because I mean, who doesn't shop on Amazon?
Right. I expect that's a pretty good company to work for.
It is. I actually have been there for going on 5 years.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I actually love working for Amazon.
And you get the free shipping with Prime, and Joe knows that's my pet peeve.
We were talking about that on the way out.
We just won't drive, we talk a lot of stuff.
If it charges shipping, this man ain't buying it. So
I'm the same way.
free shipping.
I click a little button on the side that says Prime only when you search for stuff. And like I only want to look at the stuff that has Prime. I don't want to look at anything else.
We were joking that Nate will add all these little side items that are just like $1.99. So when it's like you're $1 with free shipping, he's gonna tag one of those in there.
Just have a wish list of cheap items.
Exactly. I'll get this CD one day, so I put it on there and then I'll add to my list, and I need like $10 more. It's like, all right, I'll have the CD I finally wanted for every use.
All right,
That's my bad.
that's my podcast partner. So I use Amazon Music. And speaking of music, let's talk about like what you listen to a little bit. You and I had this discussion earlier.
I hate the answer of almost everything.
Sure.
But everything except for country music.
That's me too.
Yeah. A lot of my favorites are like pop punk, like hardcore music. So it's like a lot of like stuff you like mosh to and stuff like that. Like a lot of rap and hip hop, and just like a lot of rock stuff, a lot of heavy stuff.
Okay.
It changes. Like, my wife makes fun of me all the time. It's like, I'll have a week where I'll listen to only rap, and then the next week all of a sudden I'll listen to like the heaviest, like screaming music you'd ever imagine. But then the next week I read like more like 90s hip hop, and then the next week it changes again. Like I go through little cycles.
I'm kind of the same way. If I get stuck on something, I the same 3-4 albums over and over.
Yep.
Although some of the rappers and groups that you were sending me, I told you, man, I don't know who this is.
Yeah.
It seems like we learn more about music from our guests, like Elijah Evans talks K-pop.
K-pop, like what's K-pop?
Yeah, so
not for me.
So no country, no K-pop.
No country, no K-pop.
K-Ray, no K-pop.
K-Ray, no K-pop.
All right, so here's probably what I've been looking forward to all week. I understand that you can do a little bit of rapping on your own here.
Yes, I used to, before I was a wrestler, I used to be a rapper. I used to play concerts in Columbia, sold t-shirts and CDs, and some of my friends who aren't wrestling, they're always like, man, you're just like a dreamer, like you just live your dreams all the time, man. Like You know, you're just out there getting it. Like, you want to be a rapper, so you became a rapper. Now you want to be a wrestler, so you became a wrestler. Like,
Can't really argue that.
so I always get the joke like, yeah, well, next I want to be a dinosaur, so. Or a superhero.
I think that gimmick's already taken.
Yeah, it is.
The dinosaur.
Yeah, the dinosaur. Yeah.
All right, so do you think you could put together something real quick?
I mean, I have everything I've ever written is in my head. So, I can
let me hear something. You can go 2 minutes, 30 seconds. You can go 5 seconds.
I'll just do the whole verse, you guys. All right.
Go for it.
Let me get my.
So
You know this, you sing, right?
Yeah.
It's hard to actually do this when you're sitting.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be out of the camera,
you
so
have to-
you gotta get your chest up, you gotta get all your air in. Alright, so. The initial representation of myself is most critical. No taste like added age to the mind so cynical. I am a pinnacle, higher than the skyline. Flow so soft to the mind, make you feel fine. I am so sickening, watch it as I sneeze. Step back, catch my lyrically transmitted disease. Feed facts to the mind of these whack MCs. So next time they rhyme, they resort back to me. K-E-triple-V, I added 2 for the emphasis. Look up when you talk to me, I ain't down a pessimist. Check out my residence, I'm not living paid life, yet I'm living the life, pull through, no strife. What you think about will hit your head when you hear me. Is it the fact that I'm phenomenal and you fear me? Is it the fact that I'm the best in my own world? The greatest thing you've ever seen or ever heard?
Yeah. I like it.
All right, so we're gonna have to like work some music for this episode.
Yes.
Dude, all right. I was thinking, all right, well, if he's already done this, he's probably pretty good at it. But I didn't think it'd be that. I mean, you're using 50-cent words for sure. You know, it's not single syllable stuff.
I always try to be more branched out than
Respect.
just simple, small words.
Is your CD for sale at the merch table?
No, it's not. I have no CD. I don't have one of my t-shirts. I have some of my posters. I have some lighters with my name on and stuff.
What was your deal? Like a name?
MC Kev, that's what the K-E-triple-V I added 2 for the emphasis. As a joke, me and my buddies used to be in like a rap battle group, and like before Facebook, forums were really hot. I don't know if you guys remember web forums. We had like a rap battle forum where you'd go on there and you'd write out raps and like battle people. And as a joke, I was like, all right, well, I'm MC Kev with 3 V's. Because, you know, the original, and it just stuck. And I always was MC Kev with 3 V's. So, you know, K-E-triple-V I added 2 for the emphasis to make sure you heard it.
Yeah.
You know?
You got me with a couple of those lines. You go back and watch and say, you see me crack a smile. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that was great, man.
That's nice, man.
Thank you.
All right, so let's talk about our next question, which is our fan question.
All right.
I say he's a fan. He's actually a friend of the show, let's be honest. Cody Fluffman.
Not my son.
Fluffman.
You are well aware of Cody
I'm
Fluffman.
well aware who Fluff is. He actually called me on the way here. He kept texting me and I was like, I don't know who this is. I kept turning it off. He was calling me. He texted me, he was like, it's Fluff. I was like, man, you could have just said that.
Right. And we were joking. Everybody loves Fluff, right?
Yes, everybody loves Fluff.
Everybody loves Fluff. Fluff says, as a result of seeing Tracer X on a Frosted Flakes box, if you could choose a cereal box that you would be on, your face. what
Reese's
would it
Pieces. Or the Reese's cereal.
be? Reese's Puffs? Is it?
Yeah, Reese's Puffs?
Yeah.
God, best cereal in the world.
Okay. All
That
right.
or Cinnamon Toast Crunch, probably. Like my 2 favorite cereals.
So you peanut butter and chocolate?
I'm a peanut butter fanatic.
I like it.
Everything is peanut
It's
butter.
good.
Plug the cupcakes.
Because I don't really do chocolate.
Yeah.
Cubics.
Yeah.
Plug the cupcakes and
For
not
the
cubics.
love of frosting.
Oh, frosting.
If you come to a PCW show, or if you happen to be in the Augusta area, contact Monica Cubics at For the Love of Frosting. She'll custom do anything. She's bringing different, based on various characters,
Yep.
cupcakes to the PCW shows now, so check her out.
And peanut butter and chocolate is happening tonight, and I'm definitely getting
That's mine
at
too.
least one of
I
those.
get it after my match.
Yeah.
I can't get it before.
Is that a Mikey?
I think it is.
Coach Mikey,
Oh.
one of our friends. But yeah, that's a good choice. I'm picturing you with the Circuit City Times.
I'm gonna make it now. I'm just gonna go home and Photoshop it.
You should. You really should. But you know, bright orange background, you got this red and black belt. All the stuff doesn't match up. It's perfect. Nate, you want to get into our over the top question?
Yeah, our over the top rope feature, we have our previous guests. We will plug them for a question to ask our current guest.
Alright.
Our last guest, we had Elijah Evans IV. And we asked him to give a question to you, and we talked about cereal a moment ago.
Okay.
So what do you pour first, the cereal or the milk?
Cereal. If you do it the other way, you shouldn't even be allowed to eat cereal.
And that's kind of what he was saying.
Like, you shouldn't be allowed to eat cereal.
Well, you know, you haven't had a lot of interaction with Elijah, right? I mean,
I started having more maybe 4 months ago. Getting to know him.
he said y'all hadn't had a whole lot of conversation,
Not a whole
lot of work
but-
together. And so I said, well, why do you want to ask him this? I said, I like the question. And he said, I just trying to figure out if the guy's a psycho or not. I said, I love it, Elijah. So
That explains it.
that's perfect. So next we're going to get into another feature called Hot Tag. And Nate describes this as Twitter answers.
Okay.
So it doesn't have to be word association. Some people do that, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Tracer X did that, I think.
Yeah.
And then like Mr. Sleeves went on too long on this. So right there in the middle, Twitter answers.
140 characters or less.
140 characters or less.
Yeah.
Nate,
Unless you've been on Twitter long enough, you get more now.
really?
Yeah.
You get bonus.
Yeah.
So you've been on there for over a couple of years, right?
Yeah.
You do like 350 or something?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sleeves kind of took the WordPress version of the thing.
Yeah. Nothing against Sleeves. We
Yeah,
love
we love
Sleeves.
Sleeves.
Absolutely.
All right.
And all right, so Darius Lockhart.
Probably the future of Southeast indie wrestling. Like he's the next. It's like you had, the guys who, we talked about earlier, like Billy Brash, Ethan Case, all them that have been around for a long time. The Ducks, all those guys have been around. They've established themselves. Like Drake, all those guys. Like I think Darius is the next. He's gonna be the forefront of the next group. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Of the young guys that are starting to really make a name for themselves.
Good. Now, we mentioned you wearing the Suplexes Microphone shirt representing us. So there's a story, backstage story with you and Darius about the t-shirts.
Yeah, every show almost, because I always try to, you guys know I make my post almost every show I go to, I try to wear my Suplex
We
shirt.
love it.
I make a post in the car, like on the way to this show, here's my Suplex shirt. I feel like every show I go to, I'll turn a corner, and then I'll see Darius and me, and we'll stop, and we'll just look at each other, and I'm like, you stealing my thing? He's like, no, you're stealing my thing. And he's like, well, I'm sponsored. I'm like, for now.
Yeah. And Darius was a great representative for
Yes,
us, and I
absolutely.
love hearing that. If we could sponsor everybody, we
Yeah.
would.
Yeah.
But that was one of my favorite stories that you told me. He tried to shut you down.
Always. Like, we would, I swear, somehow it would just be that movie moment. We both turn a corner and we're just there and we just lock eyes. We're like,
Nice.
Hilarious. All right, so next person is someone we talked about a little bit already, Jack Bismarck.
Jack Bismarck. Underrated, not given enough credit for what he does. He adds so much to the presence and the experience of a match that I don't think people notice.
Yeah.
And he has been with me since this train started rolling. And I know, you're supposed to be able to do it on your own, but I don't think I could have made it this far without Jackie.
Wow.
Because, man, pull it back a little bit, but sometimes I'll get knocked stupid, I'll roll out the ring, whatever, and y'all think he's just, saying dumb stuff to me, but no, last match with Ethan, literally he was like, get out of your head, focus, think, breathe, he does so much for me, and people don't see that, and, I think he doesn't get enough credit for what he does,
Yeah.
I was talking to him this week a little bit about shirts, and and like I've sent you a few messages in the past, throw a little positivity where I can. And I told him that I've been watching wrestling for 39 years, and I tell him that I've always, and Joe knows this as well, he said it before, that I've always paid special attention to managers. I've always loved managers, watch what they do. I might watch stuff that other people might not pick up on.
Yeah.
I told Jack this week, talking to him, I was like, you're doing all the right things, and you just keep it up, doing a great job. So
he's very good at, he doesn't take the attention away from me.
Yeah, that's the main thing.
I
He's
agree
very
with
good
that.
at making sure I'm the forefront. And he was telling me that all the time. He's like, it's not about me. It's about you. I'm here for you. I'm here to help you.
Right.
And as a hill manager, he's interfering where he needs to add the heat, and interfering with the fans, interacting with them, and he's doing the right thing. So.
Never takes the attention away though.
Yeah.
That's the one. A lot of managers will be out there just yapping to the fans the whole match, and that means that fan's not watching the match.
Yeah.
They're not watching the action.
There's got to be a balance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or it's that moment when both guys are down, then Jack's turning. Oh no, my guy got it.
Right.
whatever it is. It's very, very underrated.
All right, next name, James Drake.
James Drake. People don't know it, but he has helped me more than anyone could imagine. When I started and I was trying to find myself, I talked to Drake a lot about finding myself. They helped me a lot at training, but Drake was a lot in helping me figure out who I was in wrestling. And he's been my dream match for probably 2 years now. My dream. They came to training, when they started training underneath and then a couple training classes in, they made us all stand up and say what our goal was. And I was like, my goal is to wrestle James Drake. And they were like, Ethan and Brad were like, we've done that 1,000,000 times. And I'm like, I told myself the year before that I was going to do it by the end of the year, and I never did it. So now it's just people always make their big lists on Facebook. I want to wrestle these 15 guys. I can't make a list because I have it knocked off my list of one guy for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's it's rude to make a new list. I gotta check that one off. But yeah, he's my son absolutely loves James Drake. Like, and Drake, I probably might not want me to say this, but he's always giving my son gifts and stuff. And yeah, he's been really close with me and my wife and my son actually.
Drake's awesome.
Yeah, very good guy.
So next person is one of my personal favorites, Billy Brash.
Billy Brash. A hidden mentor. Like, Ethan, gets a lot of the credit for what we've done at Palmetto Wrestling Academy and everything, but, Brash is in your face about it, right? Like, Ethan promotes it and does all this great stuff for it. Brash is very, locker room, such a positive guy, will give anyone advice, will help anyone, you know what I'm saying? Bump ideas off. I was bumping ideas off him today.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? And he's always he tells us all the time in training, no one sent me a promo this week. Why doesn't anybody send me a promo this week? Because, have you guys seen his promos?
Oh, yes. That's one of my favorites.
So I always, when I do promos, I always send them to Brash. I always send them to Brash and Ethan and Malachi before I ever post them.
Yeah.
And I want to get the, yeah, that's good, yeah, that's good, yeah, that's good. Cool, I'll post it now. And Brash, no one sent me promos this week. What's up with that?
Holding you accountable.
Holding us accountable. He's, unbelievably, such a good guy. My son loves him too. My son will tell you that's his best friend.
All right, next person. So you're the Soda City champion.
Yes.
PCW. The current PCW champion, heavyweight champion, is this guy, Drew Adler.
Drew Adler. I don't want to use this phrase again, but can we say underrated again?
Even as a champion.
Even as a champion?
I'll agree with that.
Kind of, I've been around the Carolina scene for 2 years, and all of a sudden this Drew Adler guy showed up, and I'm like, man, how is someone this big, this in shape, and I had no idea who he was,
Right.
and just has blown up.
Yeah.
But still, he's not getting enough credit because too many people, here, it's all about how long you've been in the area and how long you've been in the scene, but he's so good.
Right.
It's mind blowing.
We're even at fault for that because me more than you. At the Palmetto Classic, Drew Adler rode with us. We know how good Drew is.
You still didn't pick him.
I was surprised that he won. Nate wasn't a surprise, but
You were a believer?
Yeah, it was.
he was kind of
Top
going
tier.
in.
Top tier.
He said that belt's coming home with us.
You know how many people picked him on the bracket challenge?
One, but it was for reasons other than
For reasons other than skills. He's a good looking man, dude. I'll say that.
That's what I was told.
Yeah.
A female fan.
A female fan.
Just kind of checked off best looking all the way to the
Yep.
top.
But she didn't pick
But
me.
she didn't pick the.
She didn't pick me. That's the first problem.
Well, it's because it's best looking on.
I know.
But she didn't actually pick him versus Darius. It was some other opponent, right? She picked him to win it all. but
Yeah.
The final.
Yeah, the
Bill
final was a
Simmons.
little different, I think.
All right, we shouldn't even be talking
Yeah.
about
All right.
I
All right, last one. James Johnson.
James Johnson, best friend. We've had some rivalries and some, matches, but we go everywhere together. If I have a booking, I know he has a booking. It's
We noticed that.
everywhere is together. We ride together. He's my night driver. I always drive up. He always drives back.
Okay.
And as much as Ethan and them have helped me, James has always pushed me. Because he started taking on to wrestling a little bit quicker than I did and got better quicker than I did. But he's never been hey, oh, I know I'm better than you. No, it's all, he has pushed me so hard, you know what I'm saying? To just keep going and keep getting better, and keep, evolving myself every time.
Right.
Yep.
All right, cool. All right, so next feature is the 10 count feature.
Okay.
The 10 count is where we have a bucket of questions we can pretty much pull from and just
Okay.
ask pretty much anybody. Some are wrestling related, some are not. So number one on the 10 count, tell me your dream match, dead and alive.
Can't say Drake.
Yeah.
You can't say
Rock
Drake.
Drake.
Okay. This is
You just wrestled Drake. What's your?
this is grand scheme of things, right? This isn't even
You can go full WWE, New Japan, any of that stuff, whatever.
But dead and alive.
That's hard.
Yeah.
That is hard. I'm trying to think of who's died.
A lot.
I know.
Yeah, Unfortunately.
Yeah.
I'll start with Alive.
Okay.
I'm a huge Pentagon Jr. fan right now. Everything he does in the ring is just so intense, so aggressive. Like, he's literally terrifying. Like, I feel like I would be scared to cross him in the ring just because, like, he says this look like he might actually, like, kill you, you know? So maybe Pentagon or Sammy or The Miz.
Yeah.
You know, I would love to work with Miz. Dead. God, that's so hard. Trying to think. Probably Owen Hart.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's good.
I feel like you would learn so much about technical wrestling just from wrestling him.
Owen's like ridiculously good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I feel like you would learn so much just from wrestling him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so wrestling obviously has some athletics to it. So
Yeah.
have you played any other sports?
I played soccer for like 10 years. I played in high school and then my grades dropped and I wasn't able to play anymore. I had like a scholarship offer from Winthrop. I played varsity in my junior year, and in my senior year I didn't have good enough grades. So I wound up choosing having bad grades over playing soccer. But yeah, I played soccer forever.
Okay. My daughter plays soccer, so
Yeah.
I spent a lot of hours on the field. So.
A lot of hours.
Yes, a lot. So what are you doing tonight, Nate, at the field?
Yeah. Picture of you, nothing but a soccer field.
There go the kids. All right, so this is one of my favorite questions I came up with.
Okay.
It's on the 10 count. So what's your go-to cookout order?
Chicken strip sandwich tray, French fries, onion rings, extra cookout sauce, peanut butter milkshake, or Diet Coke.
Some
Depending
order.
on what kind of mood I'm in, on the shake.
You rattled that off pretty quick. So
Yeah.
you said that a few times.
Cookout's like 2 minutes from my house. It's really dangerous for a cookout to be that close to your house.
Yeah.
Like, it is within 5 minutes.
I love cookouts. A lot of
Yeah.
options. Make for a fun
Yes.
question. So I understand you have a cookout tray wrestling move.
Yeah, I do a variation of Johnny Gargano's Hurts Donut, which is they wrap them in like a half full Nelson, and he would put their legs across his like thighs and pop them out, and you pull them down to a flatliner. Instead of hoisting them up and all that, I just take them from the ground, pop up, and then turn them and pull them down to a flatliner. When we came up with it, it was after training me and Ethan and some of the guys on the cookout, and I was like, man, I gotta think of something to call it because it's not exactly the Hurts Donut, right? And we were literally sitting in the cookout. He's like, "Just call it cookout tray." And I was like, "All right." So now every time I call, I'm like, "All right, so cookout tray." And, yep.
So might we get to see that tonight?
Hopefully.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Work it in for us. Okay.
Yeah. And then
I
let
always,
us know.
I always say this. So
Yes,
that's fun, you guys. Boom.
asking for a slingshot suplex from Billy Brash for what, a year now?
At least.
And he hasn't done it yet, so
No.
Anyway,
We're getting our request in. So. All right. Pick a superpower.
Stop time.
stop.
Just like everything
Stop.
pauses. You
Do you
can.
ever watch Heroes? The show Heroes?
No.
No? You ever watch the show Heroes? Oh, it was on NBC. The guy in that show named Hero, he's like the Japanese guy in the show. He had the ability to stop time. And it's just, I watched every season of that show. I was like absolutely in love with that show. And it's just like, man, the things you could do, you could just stop. Like everything freezes and everything stopped, but you were just.
But you were able
You
to
can move
do
around.
this.
Just,
Okay.
Move around and do whatever you want.
I've had so many daydreams about doing that.
Exactly.
That'd be pretty fun.
Yeah.
That's one we haven't heard, by the way.
Yeah, that's different. Okay. All right. This usually has sort of some funny stories. So,
Okay.
what was your first car?
1997 Pontiac Grand Am. All white. It's when they had like the rounded fronts and backs on them before they went to like that boxy style. Yeah, I loved that car. Like I bought it. It was my first car that I bought on my own and all that. And then 2 days before my 20th birthday, my mom totaled it.
Oh,
I let her borrow it. Took my little brother to baseball practice, and someone. It wasn't her fault. Someone ran a stop sign and hit her, and it wound up getting totaled. And that was so sad.
I drove a white Pontiac Grand Am in high school.
It's like such a good car. Like it's so
Earlier
reliable.
year than
yeah,
that,
yeah,
clearly.
yeah.
about a decade, maybe when it was.
Something like that.
1 or 2 years.
But I did.
I had a Grand Prix. I had an 03 Grand Prix. I had it for 10 years.
I
So
like that.
I enjoyed it. Had a lot of leg room in it, being a tall guy. So
It was my favorite car. Like I want to get another car after it, and I just hated it because it wasn't the same.
Moving on, number 6. Pick 2 indie wrestlers to have your back in a street fight.
Billy Brash and James Drake.
We get James Drake a lot.
yeah.
It's just look at his hands.
Yeah.
They're like boulders.
Yeah.
Like mini little boulders. Like, look at this. And then look at James Drake's hands, like the belt in comparison.
Everybody seems to think he's like a
Legit.
real life tough guy, you know.
I mean, he's just stupid strong, and you know, like I just feel like one punch and maybe seeing his chops. Imagine if their fist was closed.
Right. Cracking ribs.
Well, he's on my list, so yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, we have our own version of this.
Oh, okay.
What is one thing you'd like to see change in the pro wrestling business? It could be at any level. So imagine genie in a bottle for this.
Jealousy, envy, being upset that even someone's your friend is getting something you're not. That happens a lot. It hasn't so much happened to me, but I see it.
Sure.
You know, like, oh, like, you know, my friend's getting to do this on this show and I'm just here. Well, it should, to me, that should be a drive for you to
Right.
focus to get to that level. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That should be a push for you. So a lot less jealousy and like just be happy for other people's accomplishments. You know, like just be happy for people.
Sure.
You know, when someone does something great, instead of being like, man, I wish that was me, be like, man, good for them.
Right.
You know, like I'm proud of them.
Or how about how can that be me?
How can
What
that
am
be
I
me?
missing? What am I not doing?
Exactly.
It could be something simple. I've heard people, we talk to promoters, we talk to bookers, say, that guy, I've never heard him even being interested in being on my show,
Yep.
things like that.
Yep.
I wouldn't mind having him, we'll give him a shot.
Yep.
You know? It always starts with that first step.
Yep.
So speaking of that,
Okay.
name one or two indie promotions that you'd like to work like within the next 6 months.
AML
Mhm.
and Fest or Punk Pro. I can't. I've done PWX with Pure, so I can't really say them because you know it's still PWX brand.
PWX brand.
So AML and Fest or Punk Pro. I can't really like. I don't want to put one in front of the other. I'm really a big fan of both promotions.
They have a similar style.
They do. It's both punk rock wrestling.
Sure.
Is the idea, you know.
And you know, it's funny, most of the wrestlers we talk to, especially when I talk to Rob Killjoy, he just raves about
Yeah.
the way that they're given freedom, more so in those promotions
Yes.
than other places.
Yeah.
So-
Coach Mikey just talks all the time about how much he loves Fest.
Oh yeah,
It's it's
no, every
a
time.
dream
I talk
place
to
for a
him,
lot of wrestlers.
for sure.
Yep.
So our last question on the number 10 on the 10 count.
Okay.
You missed one.
Oh.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
let's go back. My bad. Number 8. Who's the GOAT?
So is this my go?
Yours,
Like of all time?
all time.
The greatest.
You're gonna be so mad at me. And this is an answer you guys have probably never heard. My goat is The Undertaker.
We have heard that.
We have heard that, and I got into a big argument with the
Oh,
person.
did you?
And the person's
Okay.
name is Drew Adler.
Did he say that?
Yes.
Did he?
Yes.
I remember you guys arguing about it not being Ric Flair.
Well, me and Drew argue about everything.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, Undertaker.
Undertaker. And why would you say that?
Timeless. Timeless.
Based on entry or just wrestling ability or what?
Both. And length of career, right? Not doing as much now, but like I can ask someone who's never watched wrestling before to name a wrestler, and I guarantee you they'll name you The Undertaker.
Not The Rock, not Stone Cold.
Undertaker, The Rock, and
Flair.
Stone Cold, and Ric Flair are probably the top 4 that a complete non-wrestling fan would be like, oh, Undertaker, Stone Cold, The Rock, Ric Flair, like, right?
Hogan.
Hogan. I know it's a good one. Hogan. That would be our top 5. Like, that's the top 5, right?
All right, you know what? We're gonna flip gears here. We're gonna
Okay.
flip gears.
Okay.
Because I'm so upset with this answer. Yeah, I'm so upset. I'm getting,
It's not Flair.
I'm getting hot in here.
It's not Flair. I get it. 16-time
We-
champ and everything.
We used to ask this question. We're gonna ask it now.
Okay.
Who's your Mount Rushmore for pro wrestling?
I think you just did it.
Yeah.
No, I'm giving him a new chance to do
So
it
how many
again.
are Mount Rushmore? 4 or 5?
There's 4. Yeah,
4?
We usually have to figure that out.
Yeah.
Undertaker, Stone Cold, The Rock.
Mhm.
Undertaker, Stone Cold, The Rock. I was such a WWF guy when I was a kid.
Clearly.
My friends would watch. My friends would watch WCW, but like, y'all are losers. Like, y'all are watching that fake wrestling.
Dude, the dumpster drove scene. Oh, sorry.
Triple H.
Oh.
Triple H. I'll say H.
Okay. Alright, so we said Triple H,
I'm such a WWF guy when I was a
Stone
kid.
Cold, and Rock.
Rock.
That was it? Okay.
I never watched WCW when I was a kid. Ever. Unless I was at a friend's house and he was watching that instead. Never. I was the kid who was like, oh, you watch WCW? You're lame. I watch WWF. That's where it's at. And then I watched ECW a lot when I was a kid. We lived right over the Pennsylvania border in New York, where I grew up.
Okay.
And we got it on closed circuit television, whatever it is, like the crappy local channels, at like 3 a.m. And my cousins were like 18 years old already, and I was like 8 years old, and they were letting me watch ECW
Oh, wow.
when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So a lot of those guys are in my top, like Tommy Dreamer, Sabu, like Rob Van Dam. Like, a lot of those guys are up there for me. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So number 10 on the 10 count, now that we
Okay.
covered the GOAT, is Elijah Evans. Envy question. So if there's one thing you could take from Elijah and have for yourself, what would it be?
His height and his build. Can that be like, I don't want to say body.
He's
it
not
just sounds weird.
that much taller than you.
He's not, but like the way his waist proportioned.
Okay.
I know that sounds so weird. Like
Body
I
composition.
really checked out how proportional his fourth is.
Let's say body composition.
Body composition.
Okay. All
He's,
right.
he's a brick house.
Yeah, no, we like Elijah a lot. And we were really happy to get interviewed last time.
Yeah.
So that's it.
That's it.
Let's hear some plugs from you. Where can you be reached, checked out, booked, promoted?
All right.
How do they get hold of you?
All social media is 2_ Kevin Ray. Boom. See how easy that was? That's why you make all your social media the same thing.
Yes.
2_ Kevin Ray. Facebook isn't because I made it 10 years ago, but you can search Kevin Ray. My email is bookkevinray@gmail.com. Look how easy that is, right?
That's good.
Boom. Find me, contact me. I answer emails, I answer messages all the time. Yeah. Catch me at a Palmetto Championship Wrestling show.
Yes. And guys, the promoters and bookers that are out there watching this, there's one word to describe this guy right now, is hungry.
Yes.
So that's the kind of guy you want on your show because they're going to go above and beyond. Nate, tell about our social media.
Yeah, you can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, at Suplexes Mics. Also our YouTube channel, www.tinyurl.com/suplexesmics.
Perfect.
So subscribe to our channel. I usually put these out a day or so before I advertise it on Facebook and push it out on social media. So yeah, to find out interviews first, subscribe to our YouTube channel.
And that's it.
That's
Episode 20's in the books.
Episode 20?
Well, thanks for your time.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Kevin.
guys. Like, I appreciate it. I've been bugging this guy so long.
Yeah, but you haven't bugged me. I appreciate your desire to be on here and wearing our shirts and everything, and we've appreciated watching you perform and grow as a performer. And I said this on Heath Mulligan's show again. Check them out. Double Drop.
I listen every time, so I heard it.
It's as if you've been performing for 5 years, but it's more like really at this level 1 year. At this level, you were beyond that, but I just can't imagine what you're going to be like next year and then the next year. So really look forward to that. That's it.
That's
All right. Well, thanks for watching.
Thanks
Thank you, guys.